Hi, you read the title? Let's get to it. All right, so being or daring to be different is very important for you and for me and for other people. Why is that? For yourself, self-validating. You don't need anybody else validation to do what you want to do. What makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting other people, do whatever you want. All right? The people that have a problem with it are normally the ones that don't have the courage to do it themselves. So they want to attack you for having the courage they don't have. Okay? This is how sometimes how bullying happens. All right? It's a bunch of people that's in the it crowd, that fit in, they look at the person that's not looking fit in, doesn't need to fit in, and what they do, they bully them and chop down their confidence so they no longer have the courage that they don't have. So the ones that are strong enough to stand alone are the ones that get attacked. It sucks, but that is how it is. I've faced it. Okay, like I said in my past videos, not everyone likes my hair. All right, but here's why it's important for other people as well, though, because in reality, you inspire other people and make them want to come out of their shell and be different. I'm going to give some celebrity examples of this before I get to my examples, okay? David Bowie, okay? He made it cool to be space oddity, to being weird, being otherworldly. He made it cool to be that way, all right? And he influenced a whole genre. All those punk bands, especially in the UK side. He influenced punk rock, partially. And then the genres that came after punk, like post-punk, new wave, or in the UK, new romantic. All right, two of my favorite artists, Duran Duran, my favorite band, and Boy George. You know, look at how they looked. They were the new romantic side of new wave. Were men wearing eyeliner? They were also influenced by glam rock. The other side of the other glam rock artist, and they were also musically they were influenced by Kraftwerk. But that's another example. Kraftwerk, they were the ones that brought um, the electronic music that came to be came to influence synth pop, right? No, from Sex Pistols to Duran Duran to Boy George to Robert Smith of The Cure. These are all guys that weren't afraid to be different. Okay, David Bowie inspired all of them. He inspired a whole genre of artists to be or look different. All right, David Bowie, he's a god, straight up, and he's awesome. Look at Boy George. Okay, he's a man that looks like the girl down the street. All right, Karma Chameleon. That was the song that got me into him. All right, he, like others, new wave, new romantic artists. So you call it all punk rock because new romantic, new wave, post punk all comes from punk rock. So you can call it punk rock too if you don't want to differentiate the styles and the genre. But that was all inspired by David Bowie, and Boy George was another one. And he, the gender bender, that's what they call him. Like Boy George, Pete Burns from Dead or Alive, Annie Lennox from the Eurythmics. Even though the Eurythmics weren't considered new romantic, but in America they were a new wave and synth pop because they used the synthesizers. You know, Dare to be different because you will inspire other people. Okay, my experience, um, you know, I had hair, wild hair, the Dragon Ball Z look. I had that in high school, and I took a lot of crap for it. Some did like it, but others, why don't you get your hair braided? This and that. Um, was I looking to get my hair braided eventually? Yeah, but I just never did. And eventually I cut it. But here's the thing: when I cut it, and it irritates me. Some of the people that were telling me to cut my hair were the same people that were asking me why did I cut it. Think about that. You're telling me to cut my hair, then complain when I actually do cut it? Or what, you were starting to like it? It was starting to grow on you? Like grew on me? Ha ha ha. So fast forward to Big Y. All right. So shout out to my friend Johnny Cobra and his sister Jessie Italia and their mother. Rest in peace. She was awesome. Okay. 2004, I get a job at a grocery store, and I love the 80s, and I'm sitting in the break room, and this guy around the same age named John, and he was training to be a porter with this other guy named Dan, and he was like, he said he was talking about his basement. He was going to put a poster of Van Halen, and he started to grow his hair out too. Like his big hair 80s. The 80s is all about big hair, and oh my God, I'm a fan of the 80s too. So eventually we started talking. We started hanging out. Started eating dinner over his house. We had lunch together. We were best friends. Okay, but for me to connect with him, I had to be the way I am. I had to dare to be different. He had to be dare to be different. The 80s was not our time, okay? But we listened to it anyways, okay? I forgot his reason of liking the 80s. My reason was I just connected with the energy. It's energetic music, especially new wave and punk rock. The daring to be different. Synthesizers, I love synthesizers. Why I like electronic music. That's another reason why I like techno and trance and house. So if I wasn't like that, I would never have hung out with John. All right. And it was a very exciting time, to find someone else finally that also likes the 80s. But also, by that time, I had graduated high school. Okay. A friend of mine down the street had said that some underclassmen that saw me with my hair during high school a year before are now trying to do the Dragon Ball Z look, wild hair that I had. They were trying to do the same thing that I was doing. So I inspired them to do it too. Interesting how life works, okay? I still take some crap about, my hair here and there. And I just say, what's it to you? Why do you care? Okay? I'm not bothering you. All right? I'm doing me. Sometimes I straight up say, you're just jealous because you don't have the courage to be whoever you want as well. You have to follow the crowd. All right? Growing up, because I was always a free spirit, I was deemed bad influence to my friends' parents. Okay? And keep in mind, I never smoked, I never drank. It's just every time we hung out, my main concern was to have fun. That's it. But somehow I was bad influence according to the parents. Okay? For some reason, society attacks free spirits. They attack people that are different. It's programs. It's downloaded into their mind to do that. Okay? That's why a lot of gay people don't come out to be gay until they have to hide it, because they're afraid people will attack them. You know. I also took crap about being a black person listening to rock. Oh, you're black. You're not supposed to listen to rock. Okay? Even with the techno too. But little did I know that techno was started by a black person, Juan Atkins, in his group Cybertron. House was created by a black person, Frankie Knuckles, over in Chicago. Techno was Detroit. All right? So these guys dared to be different and started a revolution, and like I said. So I found it funny when, a another black person would tell me, "Hey, were you listening to that kind of music?" You know. Before I got into the '80s, I liked disco. Okay, I used to be, put it straight, I used to be an outcast. Okay, and I used to listen to disco. I was open about it. I used to do all that. Maybe unpopular, but look, like I said, ironically enough, you being who you are, you inspire someone. They might not admit it. I had the pleasure of um, having people admit to me, I actually admired you that you did that. I might have made fun of you, but I admired that you did that. They might not. Some people will not admit it, but you know. So please don't be afraid of being who you are. Okay. My most recent examples of having wild hair, wild and free. Back in 2009, I had me and my friend Amethyst, who oozes sex appeal. She's gonna laugh when she sees this video. But big shout outs to, have a list: Kelly Johnson, Stephanie Atreya, Ethan Andrews. Well, Ethan Andrews, shout out to him, but I'm gonna get the story how I met him. It's another free spirit topic. Austin Wise, John Houston, Lizzie Meiser, Sean O'Donnell. Okay, we went to Ocean Beach, and we were fireworks, and John and his crew, who mostly I just mentioned, most of them were part of this crew. They were sitting down, and we passed by him, and he said he loved my hair. And just that simple thing, me being who I am, we interacted, and now we're pals. Also special shout out to Spiky Danik. Rest in peace, buddy. You were awesome. Okay, I met Spiky, John, Sean, and the rest. If I didn't have hair like this, I wouldn't have met them. If I wasn't me, okay, me with long hair, I'm actually living out a dream. I always wanted long hair. My parents always said no, So now I'm in control of what I want, how I want to look like, So I'm actually living out a dream. There's no reason why I'm not cutting my hair anytime soon. I have a fellow employee that's, tries to hound me, and I took in a big wide. And here's also thing too, is I'm such a sort of rebel that little did those people know that. Sorry, looking at this Ghostbusters thing. When they hounded me about it, about my hair, over at my former job, and now they're actually inspiring me to keeping my hair. Okay, oh, it bothers you, so I'm going to keep my hair. So I tell her, don't bother worrying about what I'm going to do with my hair. You're just inspiring me to keep it. But she does get the memo, so she still does it. But it's just one thing you got to also understand. And no disrespect to that person if they're watching this, but you'll be surprised at how many people will come at you over something they don't need to worry about instead of worrying about their own stuff, which their own stuff, 9 times out of 10, is a lot worse than what they're hounding you about you. I'm surprised how that works, all right? So, when I go to the beach, ocean beach, or any beach, I wear Speedos, It's not because of my muscular body, If you saw, I also posted the Super Blurpy video where I'm in pink Speedos. That was for breast cancer, so that was the reason why it was pink. But, I wear Speedos at the beach. Those there, my Facebook friends, you see it. Again, I've met incredible people just from that, you know, being myself, being who I am. All right. One of them is Ethan Andrews, who I mentioned earlier. I was wearing purple Speedos, and him and his wife and his mom came, and he came up to me, gave me compliments, and we started talking, and we are pals. Just like that, you know? Just like that. I've met tons of people being who I am. Not being afraid to be myself, all right? Whether it's look or personality, okay? Big shout outs next is to all the people I've met at FedEx grounds, all right? Again, the job was boring, it sucked. So, what did I do? I used my personality, and made the job fun. When the package handlers and managers, anybody else that wasn't security, came down from the warehouse, they would have to hit a buzzer. And if the buzzer hit red, we have to wind them down. So I made it into a fun thing. When when they hit red, I would, no, just like that. And it annoyed some people, but some people, was like, they loved it. They it was funny. It was, even the managers that were grumpy assholes, when I did it, they smiled. Okay. It took me to, it lightened up the place. It made it fun. Okay. When I got a green light, I have this accent. They think I sound like Mario, which is cool. But I would go, great! Congratulations! Now get out of here! I would do that. And again, it made them laugh. They loved it. I made a grumpy place fun. Just like that. The managers laughed. There are some people that found it annoying. You can't please everybody. I had this one other guard that definitely didn't like it, and he was like, "Why do you do that?" And but I think honestly, the same thing. He was jealous of my charisma. One time I came in, and he was like, "Oh, here comes the most popular guy in FedEx," and yeah, again, I think it was because he was jealous that I made it fun. I lightened up the mood. Um, so we had a blast there. You know, um, Big shout outs to FedEx. Um, the other guards like Eric Fagan, Kofi, Colin. If you're watching this, big shout outs to you. You guys also helped making fun. Um, so also honorable mentions Cassandra, uh, and Cassandra. There's another Cassandra Lewis, um, Bobby Ellsworth, Lindsay. So many names to mention, but if you worked at FedEx, you know who you are. You guys are all awesome. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Please, people, don't be afraid of being yourselves. I cannot stress that enough. All right. Every trend that has ever started was because someone was daring to be different. to say fuck this, I'm gonna do this, and inspire other people, whether it's interracial dating, whether it was being gay, whether it was um, being a gender bender, whether it was being a daredevil, shocking the system, being free. Okay, it's an artist, new wave artist called named Howard Jones, and one of the lyrics to one of the songs, "Human Lives," life seems so meaningless. Who can blame us for wanting these things? But you just try being free, my friend. Everyone will hate your guts. I just want to be free. That lyric hits the mark, the nail on the head. That's how society is, you know. And it's a shame, but trust me, don't be afraid of being yourself. Dare to be different. Dare to be free, free spirited. Okay. Me and my friend Ernest are trying to start a spandex movement. You know, speedos, spandex singlets. You know, and we prefer to work out in spandex because it's more comfortable. Like, really, there's a reason why superheroes, even though they're not real, work out in them. There's a reason why wrestlers wrestle in them. Okay, they're better to work out in. Okay, I could give you tons of reasons, but also to be authentic too. If you're part of a movement, you know, or something, like, be authentic to that too. Like, be authentic to that and yourself. I want to have a balance. Like, um, I have a friend that's like, she keeps calling me weird, and you know, and then there was a short story. She got mad at the beach, and she starts hitting herself. You know, she'll call me weird, but she starts hitting herself in front of everybody in the beer on the beach one year because she was mad about something, and you know, you're calling me weird and always calling, saying stuff about me, but that's not exactly normal either, you know. And she's weird herself, but it's like the only difference is she hides from it. I own up to it, okay? And also don't be the person that, okay, when she got a the same person got a boyfriend, all of a sudden this whole thing with new wave spirituality and stuff. She was claiming she believed in Illuminati and all this stuff, and she completely did a whole 360 just because she dated this one person. You know, she didn't really care about anime. She white liked a little bit of it. She was more into comic books, but now she's really into anime. Like, it's like it took influence. You know, instead of doing it on her own from her heart, it's she got it from the her new boyfriend or whatever. And now she completely ditched being witch, and it sucks because she actually introduced Wicca to me. You know, I didn't get into it because of her, but she introduced it to me. You know, so don't be that person. Like, don't be like, okay, heavily into hip hop, but then when people hang out with you, all they hear is country music, and if you like it, yeah, but you know, don't have a single ounce of hip hop in your music collection when in claiming this. Um, you want to be authentic, especially if you're part of a movement. So it's like me being part of the New Age movement and being so negative and I don't even believe in spirits, and stuff. And it's like, well, huh, but be it because it does something to you. Be it from the heart, from your heart and soul. Put your heart and soul into it, into things too. Go all the way, all right. And that's pretty much it. You know, guys, please. We live in the biggest prison of all, and that's the fear of what people might think of you. All right, and that's not cool. Imagine how much happier. you would be if you weren't worried about what other people were thinking or saying. Okay? And lots of times, people will find another way. If there's not one way to dislike you, they'll find a way. It'll be the most ridiculous thing. If you're the most perfect person in the world, guess what? To someone, that'll be an offense to them too. You know, they'll find anything. So, you know, if you want to dye your hair pink, dye your hair pink. You want to paint your nails, paint your nails. You want to get a tattoo of the devil. Pull a rabbit out of it. If you want to get, just you want to date that older woman, you know, 30 years apart, date them. If you want to date that younger person, date them. As long as they're 18, okay? You know, just do what makes you happy. Okay, you're not hurting anyone. They're hurt. If they're hurt by it, they're hurt at the fact that you have the courage that they don't have. Okay? If you're gay, be gay. Okay? You want to change genders, change genders. Okay? Do what makes you happy. Doing that makes me happy. If you like this video, you learned from it, hit that like and subscribe. Thank you. You guys are awesome.